Hi, it's Kelly from Unisys, and today's video is about becoming a single parent, because this morning I went to a network event and I was talking to women about my new podcast, which is going to platform women and their experiences. And so I was talking to some women who were there to promote the businesses that they worked for. But because I was talking about my podcast and, talking about personal experiences, they did open up. So, and both of them had a similar experience, although they were both different ages and slightly different situations. But they had both recently become a single parent, and that can be massive. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. It is something that I've been through personally as well, so I completely understood where they were coming from with the emotions that they had. So, like the overwhelm, like you can just feel so overwhelmed with the responsibility of all the things that you have to do when you're a single parent. So, for example, you have to possibly go to work to make sure you've got enough money. And with that, you have to find the childcare to make sure that you can go to work and everything's fine, all running hunky-dory, you get it all sorted, and then something happens, like your child's ill or you're ill, and then it really it all falls apart if you haven't got any family support. So yeah, and then just you've got to do like literally everything about running a household yourself, not just the day-to-day cleaning, cooking, all of those things, but then when things break as well, you also have to either find the resources and the resilience to be able to fix it yourself, or find someone who can help you. The other thing that you can feel is fear. So you might be worried about money, about being able to manage everything, what the future's going to be like, if you're going to be able to meet someone new, and then if you do meet someone new, how's that going to impact on your child and stuff like that. The other thing is loneliness. So I suppose it's like any breakup, really. You go from being in a relationship where you've got someone to talk to about your situation, who's there all the time, and then all of a sudden there's nobody there to have that intimate conversation with, and that can be really lonely. And particularly if you've got a child or children, because you are responsible for looking after them. So obviously you've got to put their needs first, and once they go to bed, you're there on your own, just with no one to talk to potentially. So that can be difficult. And sometimes you might have a situation where you are younger or older than your friends, and so they don't have children at the same time as you, and if they don't have children at the same time as you, then it's hard to find people who understand what you're going through. So you haven't got time to look for new friends, and you tend not to meet new friends in that situation, because you're not going out and meeting people and then meeting their friends and stuff like that. So it's like compounded, it can be compounded. Guilt, you might feel guilty that you're not enough for your child, especially if the other parent isn't around, and you worry that you're like doing your best but they haven't got the support of a second parent, and you can feel guilty about that. You've also got sadness and grief. So you might it's a loss, isn't it? The end of a relationship, and if you're going through a divorce as well, that can bring all kinds of complications, particularly if the other person is unhappy with the choices that you're making about your life. So whether they have left and they don't want anything, they don't want to take responsibility, or whether they whether it's you who's ended it and the other person isn't happy because they want it to be different and they want you to get back with them or whatever, you know, they can make life very difficult. And that change in family dynamics can be really, really difficult. So lots of single parents, particularly mothers, can experience a strong sense of resilience and determination. And that's certainly what I did. I was like, right, you don't want to help me, right? I'll do it all myself, which ended up that I was just burnt out. I was like, there was nothing left for me. I didn't have a life for years. But they do grow up, children, which like in some ways I miss my children being small and needing me, but in another way it's good to have my life back. So it's good to keep that in mind, that children do grow up, but yeah, while they are small and you're doing everything for them, that can be really challenging but also satisfying as well. You can also feel pride and fulfillment from being around your children, seeing them grow up and achieving things in their own right, and yeah, and being there and knowing that you supported them to do those things. So if this is you and you're struggling with newly becoming a single parent, single mother, then we have counselling available if you'd like to talk in private with a counsellor to help you to think about where you're going next and how you're feeling and processing those emotions. And if you would like to share your story publicly, please send me a message, because I am looking for guests for my podcast and I'd love to showcase you, give you a platform where you can share whatever you would like to talk about on there. Bye for now.